Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Just Chatting. This is a Dragon Ball episode where it's a gaming episode where I'm playing some games and I talk about anime and stuff. This is going to be on my main channel because, I'm bored. And yeah, if you don't like all that stuff, you can go out. This is the first episode and I'm seeing if it will work. I got the inspiration from Mondo Cool. He was the first person I seen him doing this on YouTube. He was doing something different. He was just hanging out with his subscribers and what was he? He was hanging out with all his subscribers and he was just doing what ifs. This is just narrative ideas or narrative thoughts. We're gonna start off with Dragon Ball because it's easy. And just warning, Mondo Cool, just because he was the first person that did it, I'm going to link his first video down in the description down below. Probably his channel and the video. But let's get started. Anyway, so we're going to jump directly into Super Goku Black Saga. Warnings, there is going to be spoilers for all of Super except the Dragon Ball Broly movie. That's just a warning. As for I'm sorry. I'm listening to music as well as I'm talking to you guys on my phone, so it's easier to do this. And you took the words right out. I'm sorry, I'm listening to, I think, Meatloaf. You know, that song. You guys know exactly, I'm sure. But, so, Goku Black Saga. Okay, so, if you know all this stuff, if you don't know all of it, please go search it up. But if you don't, we're gonna explain. Goku Black is a character called Zamasu. He was originally named Zamasu. Zamasu is a person that he is a Supreme Kai from Universe 10 that was defeated by Goku, and he wanted to take over Goku's body because Goku could not be more powerful than a god or a whatever. And then he enacts his plan. And so what he does is how he takes Goku's body is he goes and uses the Super Dragon Balls to do it. How it happened in the original was Goku got Zamasu's body and Zamasu got Goku's body. It's like their souls changed up, or the conscious. I don't know what you guys want to call it. I'm gonna say souls because it's gonna be easier to explain. So that is basically what happened, and then he killed Goku's family and whatever. He wanted to kill all mortals, anyone that was not a god. So yeah. So after that, he went to Future Trunks' timeline, and he went to a bunch of timelines, and like with the time machine that I think Bulma had, Time Wings, he wreaked havoc and killed a bunch of Supreme Kais and got instructions just because he killed the Supreme Kais. Don't ask me how he didn't get higher. It's a huge plot hole, and I always wondered, if Goku Black actually appeared, what would have Gohan done if, he just sees his mother and his father killing his brother and his mother immediately? What would Gohan, or what would even Vegeta do? I always thought that was a huge plot hole. But, we're not going to talk about that plot hole anyway. We're talking about something different. So, the idea is, what if the dragon, the super dragon, did not gave Zamasu his wish, but a different way. For an example, what if the super dragon, Super Shenron, I think that's his name, gave Zamasu but put him in Goku and not change the bodies? For an example, what if they fused, but almost different than fusion, to the point of a fusion that lasts forever, to the point where they are no longer, I believe fusion, you are somewhat of a separate person. Even though you create a different person, you are not actually both one. You have not ceased to exist. So this fusion ceases both people to exist to create a new soul or whatever. It probably has memories, feelings, and whatever. This is my theory, by the way, not actually Dragon Ball. So Goku has this happen to him. We can speculate actually on somewhat what happens. I mean, I can guess. Goku probably is pretty shocked. I mean, I'm not even sure what you'd call him. I'm gonna call him Goku right now because, I mean, it's technically Zamasu, but I'm gonna call him Goku. Goku is shocked. Goku has the thought of killing his family, but the next thought of, not killing his family. Goku is having a lot of trouble right now. He's probably really conflicted. Goku, I don't even know what Goku would do in this scenario. He might actually, I think you could see a lot of interesting things that could happen. I mean, to the point, I think this could be written into a Dragon Ball manga or even a fan fiction if you want to do it that way. Or you could do it right into a what if. It would be a very what if that went very off the story of Dragon Ball. Because what it would do is Goku is, far as I know, well, I always watched Goku from the Funimation version, Funimation Dragon Ball Z. That's what I grew up with. Funimation and Ocean, because, yeah, Funimation and Ocean, great. And I know that Goku is slightly different from the Goku that is canon, but I really like that Goku. And for this example, we're going to have that Goku. So I'm going to say Goku passes out. It's a huge shock to the brain, it's a huge shock to even Goku himself. I'm even going to say the ki changes slightly. Because, Goku completely passes out for a small portion of time. Goku is probably rushed to the hospital because, Goku's keys changed and whatever. Chi-Chi probably rushes him to the hospital. Maybe. Or Koen, I don't know where Chi-Chi would rush him. Probably to Bulma or whatever, because Bulma is the smartest person on the Earth at the time. So, at some point, Goku wakes up. I think Goku would see his family, again, and see everyone and think they should all die, and then say, no, that's wrong, and he'd almost be struggling. So, I think Goku would either probably instant transmission out of there, or he'd need to talk to someone. He'd really need to talk to someone. So I think Goku might go to Whis, or he might go to Whis. He might actually talk to Chi-Chi. Because remember, this isn't necessarily the Goku we're going to get used to. This is a Goku that is technically Zamasu and Goku at the same time. So he might go to Whis, because, that's his mentor, or you might go to, Woshi. Woshi could be a possibility, too. If he goes to Woshi, I'm not sure what Woshi could give him. I mean, Woshi's not bad, but Woshi might talk to Goku and say, boy, you've changed. I mean, I can't do a Woshi impression for the life of my life. So Goku would talk to him, and Woshi I think would try to, talk to Goku, and, maybe, I'm not even sure. I'm tired, okay, guys? It's like 12 o'clock when I'm recording this, so, maybe Goku would go to Whis or, Chi-Chi. And a lot of people say, well, Goku isn't really that infatuated, like, in love with Chi-Chi as we would say that, but I'm gonna say Goku is, because I'm just gonna say it because that is I think it is almost a fanficky thing to say they aren't in love, but, that's just my opinion on it. I think they are. I mean, Goku might not be the best husband, but I'm sure, I don't know. Seriously, I don't know. Because I'm not married, or I haven't had really any of that stuff, so you're talking to that type of person here. So, Goku probably chats with Chi-Chi, and at least tries to talk to Chi-Chi. He would try to talk to Chi-Chi, and I'm sure Chi-Chi, for once, I think Goku would be slightly more distant but closer in the same way. We knew Zamasu had a pure heart, and we knew Zamasu was into justice. Like, he really thought what he was doing was right, which this is really gonna conflict with Goku. You may say, well, this is not, but I think it would. And Goku in this scenario is modeling the brain too. Like, Goku probably, we know Goku seems like an idiot. He's not an idiot in fighting. He's definitely very smart in some ways, but I'm going off on tangents and not getting back. So Goku's, chatting with Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi's trying to comfort Goku, and, so I think Goku at some point is trying to work this out. So, I actually don't know what saga this happens after. We can assume this happens actually after the resurrection of F. We can assume it happens then. So Goku has his SSJ blue form. Goku might not be able to turn into that. So I think Goku would do some training. Goku might be gasted as he would be. So Goku would now be the Supreme Kai of Universe 10. I mean, this might happen. Like, the God's instructions might come to Goku, but we don't really know. Whis might just come to Goku and say, hey, you have a punishment, so you're gonna die, but that may not happen either. Goku just might have to become the Universe 10's, Supreme Kai. I'm not really sure what could happen. There's a lot of things that could happen. I don't think the Tournament of Power is gonna happen, well, at all. I mean, some people will say, well, then Zeno destroys it all, but I'm gonna take Dragon Ball GT in this, Dragon Ball GT. I'm gonna say that there is, Whis, Zeno, and all that stuff, so Zeno didn't destroy it in GT, so, I'm gonna say Zeno just really is not gonna get around to it for probably most of Dragon Ball. That's at least my theory. I'm I'm not 100% sure on this one. So that's my guess. So Goku has to live with probably those two, and I'm not too sure about the moral arc though, so I'm not going to talk about that. But anyway, I'm going to talk about something else, because what we talked about for most of this video was just the Goku Black thing. Now I'm going to talk about the ship between Trunks and Pan. Actually, a ship I absolutely love. I know. I like GT. Actually, I like GT a lot. After I found out Pan was 14 in GT, I got kind of very annoyed, but I love GT a lot. I always thought GT was freaking badass. But I was just calculating the ages between these two, and if you go the ages between them, it is canon age between Trunks is canon age of he is born in May 8th, age 774. And Pan is born in age 779. Pan is 14 years younger than Trunks. Yes, Trunks is 13 in Super. Also, Boa, even in GT, is younger. It's actually younger than Pan, even in GT. So, that's fun to know. It's actually very interesting to know that. Anyway, just looking at them. So, I always really liked this ship because, well, I like a lot of ships. And, I always thought this ship was cool, and I thought you could do cool things. I mean, if you sat there, you could do some cool things with this ship. I thought Dragon Ball New Age, I think it's Dragon Ball New Age that did the ship between these two. Well, the OG Dragon Ball New Age. But if you actually think the 14 years age difference, I mean, it can happen. I'm not sure what Luke and Leia was the difference, but they had a not Luke and Leia. Yes, that would be really messed up. Leia and Anakin. I think it's Leia. I don't quote me on that. I cannot remember names for the life of me. I think their ages were something like, they were like very far apart. I kind of wondered too, because there is like a paragraph in GT where it says Trunks' age is 18, and at the end of GT, Pan is technically 14. I believe she's 14 at the end of the GT. So what is the actual problem? Well, I kind of wondered if they were going to do that, but then later realized, hey, they're way too how a big of a difference. But actually, this would be very interesting if this was canon. How unlikely it would be canon would be, it's probably not canon. I'm not going to really have to ask that much. But that means Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. are related. Actually, very closely related. And that means Trunks really didn't leave his wife that good off. I doubt it's canon. So, yeah, it's not canon. I mean, unless Trunks is almost a joke in the future of GT. I mean, if he is, then we probably have, it's a possibility, but how unlikely that is. I always thought I really liked the antics together in the GT. I mean, out of all the GTs going around to universes and stuff, that I skipped a lot of stuff. I mean, I think I skipped to like the Baby Saga. Yeah, I skipped to the Baby Saga because I could not deal with that saga. But, I mean, from what I did see, I did watch a bit of it, and I did really like the relationship together. And, you know, I thought it would be cool if it could happen. Like, Trunks could start as her mentor after the idea of Dragon Ball, after Goku leaves. Because I think, like, right after Goku leaves, I always thought, you know, like, give a little bit of a time skip to make sure all the younger Saiyans are, you know, older. And maybe some of the older Saiyans are married or whatever. And we see what's going on. We probably see Vegeta, you know, Vegeta's still alive because, I mean, Saiyans don't really age until they hit 80 or something like that. I don't think they start aging until they hit in the late 80s or late 70s. It's something like that. I'm not gonna look that up, but the fact is, yeah, it would be a very interesting thing to do. I've always thought of doing something right then, like having right after, you know, the Pan is either 18 or older, and have like go like all of the Saiyan kids fully adults. So, well, all of the kids that we see in GT adults. It would be very interesting to do a time skip like that. But you could say, well, then this you'd be going on to the next generation, which I might kill off Vegeta. I might not too. I mean, or I might make Vegeta not a thing. I was thinking that Pan, you know what? I always thought Pan got got skipped in GT. She got, I mean, what did she not get? She did not get Super Saiyan. She was not even that strong in GT. And it's kind of sad. But what we see in Super is, for goodness sakes, we see a little girl almost have the freaking, we have like, you know, the power, or in Super we get like a super powerful Pan, which is what Pan should be. Pan should be freaking powerful. I mean, because we get, Pan was probably born when Gohan was probably still pretty damn strong, and Pan should, and with her S cells, she should have the thing, unless she has a really low count of S cells, which would make less sense than anything. Some people theorize Pan could not transform into a Super Saiyan because her S cells were too weak, or like she wasn't not strong enough Saiyan, but her grandchild, which is Goku Jr., transformed into a Super Saiyan, and he has probably very little S cells. And if you go in Dragon Ball Online, I believe most of Earth is Saiyans, and like it got to the point after a long enough time, you know, the whole Earth became Saiyans. So, and a lot of those Saiyans can transform, so I have a very, think that's quite wrong. I think Pan didn't have something that broke her. That is my theory with Pan. She never had something to break Pan. I think if Pan became a Super Saiyan, she would have to break. And I think Pan would be extremely damn strong. Like, really strong. she'd probably, let us give an example. Pan in Super was fucking hell powerful. And even if you go to the end of Z, Pan was super powerful at the end of Z. Pan seems had a lot of potential. She seemed to be like almost another strength of Goku. But, or almost stronger than Gohan at his full power, at one point. We were all thinking Pan's gonna be freaking powerful. And then we seen GT and we thought Pan's freaking painful, annoying. Actually, I liked Pan in GT. I thought Pan was a little girl, and yeah, that's why she was painful, but you're 14, Pan. Stop being annoying. But, maybe she's saying, and I'm gonna stop right there. There we go. You stop when you know you've gone too far. Anyway, my best in... I was gonna say something else. Who knows? Anyway, that's my whole talk about Pan and Goku Black. Anyway, I'm gonna talk about Bleach just for the last couple of minutes, because I think it's a good one to talk about. In the Bleach community, there's a lot of curators saying that Bleach will come back. That is possible, but Bleach has a, Bleach is my favorite series. Like, very favorite. It's number one. Dragon Ball's not number one. It's just a series that I can get a lot of thoughts out and probably curate over 1,000 stories. Bleach is my favorite, actually, anime. So, my point is, but I'm talking about Bleach. So, there's a lot of curators out there that like to either spread misinformation about Bleach, or they do this stuff. I'm not going to point out any names because maybe those people aren't, but there is a lot of curators in the Bleach community that like to spread misinformation. Bleach is actually... I think that creators should stop doing that. And wait till Shueisha or whatever do what they need to do. If they want to do Bleach content, they should be doing other stuff. Like recording Bleach gameplay, or, you can do speculations if you want. I mean, but you should not keep hyping up something that could never happen. So far, all we've really gotten from Bleach in the last couple of years is we got a few mangas and got a movie, but there is not much to say that it's going to happen. I'm not even trying to be too cynical here. But yeah, Bleach, I really hope it comes back, but I'm not gonna sit here until we got it confirmed by Shueisha it's coming back. I am very, very content with what Retro Rhino is doing on his channel, which is the 1,000-Year Blood War. I'm very content with that, and number one, I probably wouldn't watch the other one. I probably would. Never mind. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm not gonna say too much about that anymore, because that's kind of a downer, and we should talk about something else during this video. Something else that is somewhat controversial in the Dragon Ball community. We'll probably talk more about Bleach and other anime that I like next episode. So we're gonna talk about Frieza. And actually a couple of things of how people have said Frieza is a villain that is impossible to turn good without sounding like it's from some really cringy fanfic. I do believe Frieza actually has a possibility of turning good. Before you click off this video, I mean, if you didn't click off, I'm pretty happy, but before you click off this video, Frieza, if you make Frieza have a, if you make Frieza not remember who he is, seriously, I think that would be the easiest way, is to wipe Frieza's memory to turn him good, if you were going to actually turn him good. That would be the easiest way and least fanficky way, is to do that. You could do it other ways, but I mean, that's really it. I'm not really gonna say much more about Frieza. His brother, Cooler. We don't really know that much about Cooler. We know Cooler sat on a planet that, was kind of a dust ball for how many years? I mean, he sat on a throne, but Cooler just seemed to, he didn't really like the Saiyans either, but he didn't seem to hate them. He didn't like, no, he doesn't like Saiyans, but my point is Cooler could be a cool character to play with turning good, if you're gonna turn another character good. But the fact is you have a really, really hard time with turning any of Frieza's race even good, if you were going to do it like in an actual series. So one of the biggest reasons is Frieza's race has a very simple, can I speak? They have a very simple, it doesn't take long of training to even turn them good. You could give an example of, from losing their memory, or, they could lose themselves or whatever. That could be true. Or you could retcon the way they train. That actually would be kind of cool if you could retcon the way, they train in Super. But, you'd probably want to do GT if you were going to retcon that. Or you maybe not do GT, but you get my point. You'd be retconning that part of Super, which means Resurrection of F would be really bad, because Frieza would be like, I'm a faster, and he's barely stronger than Super Saiyan 2. That would be bad. But that would be something cool I think you could do. But to make them not overpowered, I think that's one of the other biggest problems you have. And you have a bigger and bigger cast that you're losing. But that's any of Cooler's race, or like Cold's race, the Frost Demon's race. I'm not actually sure their names. It does not actually tell you their names. Oddly enough, did you know that the whole idea of Frieza having a mother is actually not considered uncanon? Did you know that? I was always under the assumption that King Cold had, produced Frieza and Frieza and Cooler by himself. I thought the Cold race was, or whatever, the Frost Demons, where, I thought they could do it by themselves. But there is some things to say that didn't happen. But honestly, we don't know. There isn't much to say actually what happened here. It's only guesses, I guess. That's really it. trying to think. Anyway, I think the video's done. If you guys are watching it at nighttime, have a chill night. And if you guys are watching in the day, have a chill morning. Or evening. Whatever. And chat with you all later. Might be uploading some Minecraft. Or maybe I've already done it. Not too sure. See you guys. Bye.